Hi everybody, Armoured Pants here, and I have another video for you. This time we're looking at more in-game decision making, and this time we're going to look at heavy tanks, and we're going to have a look at tier 7. And we're going to have a look at the IS-2 Pravda, which is one of the Girls on Panzer tanks, and we recently did a review of that. I'll put a link into the description for you guys so it's easy to find. Also, please come and join us on Discord if you haven't already. Firstly, it's a great place to be. Lots of conversation. I'm there almost every day. Plus, of course, if you want to enter the competitions, there's going to be another giveaway, by the way, coming later this week. Going to give away 15 weeks of premium time, which is always great for grinding those credits. So please come along and join us on Discord too. Anyway, let's open up the gameplay and let's have a look at the IS-2 Pravda in action. So we are on Desert Sands here. As we watch the countdown, I'm checking the setup, see where I'm going to go. So that's obviously key all the time when we are looking at in-game decision making. The setup is essential, right? So we are we're top tier, which is great, because you know, this doesn't happen very often at the moment. I'm playing like 99% of my games as bottom tier, but you know, there's nothing we can do about that. Matchmaking at the moment is kind of more fucked than it's been for a long time. A lot of 7-0 but also 0-7 games, and like winning 0-7 may sound great, but it's not really, because it also lowers your stats. Okay, your win rate goes up, but nothing else, right? Your average damage doesn't go up. Your number of kills per battle, all of your win 8, win 7, none of those go up because you're winning 0-7. If it's a whitewash, it's not helping your stats either, right? So, and also it's not fun. What we really enjoy are the close games, right? That's what we all enjoy, are close games, and we're not having so many of them as before. So you can see there, I took a massive fucking round from the KV2. He said sorry, but you know, let's not worry about it. The IS-2 obviously has significant hit points for tier 7 heavy. He thinks it's funny, but he's not going to have the last laugh, my friends, because this is a mastery game, and I end up in a Klobunov situation. He's one of the tanks left, and I end up winning that. So he's not too happy about that in the end, although he does seem to be a good sport. Now, the IS-2, if we go back to the decision making, with the IS-2 that we're looking at here, is a fairly mobile tank, right? It's a fairly mobile heavy tank. So it is, you could say, describe it as a Heavium, right? It also has a fantastic armor profile. So it's not then your traditional heavy where you just go and sit. You can be very active in this tank, and that's what I'm doing here. You saw I went to C. Okay, took one round for my troubles, but okay. But I'm now able to come up and I'm able to cover off on B, and if I want to, maybe even go towards A. So this is this tank is really good at that, right? And that is part of the in-game decision making, right? It's that ability to understand your tank, understand what it can do, what it can't do, and then acting accordingly. So in this case, what we're doing is we're utilising the mobility of this tank, the Heavium. And by the way, this will stand in good stead for the tanks at tier 8, tier 9 in this line too, because the not in this line, but in this type of Russian heavy line, even though I know this is a Japanese stroke Chinese whatever tank, but you know, the IS-8, the IS-3 Defender, the IS-5 and the IS-4 are all pretty mobile Heavium type tanks that can get around the map with a lot of alacrity. So they're very interesting tanks to utilise for this. I fluff shot here on the Jag Panther. I fluffed 2 shots on him, by the way. There's another one coming up here too, which I fluff. But what I decide to do is I pull back here, make him miss, and then I use APCR, clear him off. And that was the start of the Klobunov situation. So basically, just to summarise before we get into the last duel here with the T-43 and the KV2, just to summarise what we did here. We checked the setup at the start of the map. We decided to utilise the mobility of the tank, went towards C, captured C, now we're capturing, we've already captured B, and now we're able to get in a position where we can utilise the armour of the tank and able to put in some shots here. I'm going to utilise the hulks of the taken out tanks, make an absolute balls out of that snapshot. But then, you know, I also have kind of Russian stroke Chinese stroke Japanese gun handling here in play, but I'm not going to make the same mistake again. And I have a needle here, I'm going to take him out, and now it's just me and the KV2. Pull back, and I'm going to go into cover, see if I can side scrape the KV2 Side scraping is not so important here because the KV2, by the way, is going to fire HE at me, I guess, and you can't really side scrape so much against HE. But I am going to try to snapshot in him, but it doesn't come off. I make a balls out of it, he makes a balls out of it, or rather he doesn't realise you can't fire HE through objects. HE is not a push through round, and now he's not happy, and now he's asking me please not to kill him, and I have no idea why he's asking me not to kill him, because that is my job, right? And that is what required, and you can see, sad face, he's not so happy. As I said, last laugh for Armoured Pants in this one. As you can see, Mastery Badge, not so much damage. I mean, I've done almost 3 or over 3k of 3.5k damage in this tank when I was shooting the video for it. Didn't get a Mastery Badge, and the reason for that is, of course, the active action. So it's capturing the 2 bases, which basically delivers the Mastery Badge here, and of course the 5 kills, the Radley Walters medal, and the extra XP for the Kolobanov as well. So overall, I think pretty decent game, a pretty good example of decision making, how you can look at the setup, think about the type of tank you have, think about its key characteristics, how you can utilize those on the map that you're in, the tanks that you face, the tanks that are on your team, and then go and really influence the game as I did there. So probably the only big mistake I made was taking that massive hit in the ass at the start, massive Freddie Mercury round. But recovered from that, didn't panic, and able to capture the 2 bases, 5 kills, and of course Kolobanov situation, keep your cool. Also, one thing to note, and I've said this before in a few games that we've analysed, is being aware of the map around you and how it changes during the game. So when we started the game, those 2 tank hulks were not that big, right? But then they are as the game unfolds, and I'm able to utilise them, and I probably wouldn't have been able to take out the T-43 so easily if I didn't use those burned out tanks as cover. Also probably would have given the KV2 a HE shot on me if I hadn't used them and backed up. So it's not just thinking about how things are at the start of the game, being aware of your surroundings and utilising them as the game unfolds. So guys, hope you found that useful, hope you found it enjoyable. Now I guess all that remains for me to say is, as always, pants off.